Coming back to our continent now, a young entrepreneur from Mozambique has set up an insurance company selling products tailored for the unreserved, mostly rural communities. Chare Tauanda started Tabech Mobile Care, offering funeral and medication cover, a market that he says was previously seen by insurance as an unnecessary cost. He says he has had to teach communities about the importance of having insurance. Our reporter Gloria Sefako-Musi caught up with him in Lagos, Nigeria, at a small business conference and asked him what attracted him to serve a lower-end market.
The fact that people need to be, secured. They really need to be prepared of the unfortunate, because insurance is all about being prepared of the unfortunate and also to avoid the risk that comes with that unfortunate event.
Do you find that Mozambicans are warming up to the idea of insurance?
They are warming up. They are starting to acknowledge that they need to really be prepared in terms of insurance, any kind of insurance. The idea of insurance was already in existence, but it was only for the automated industry, where you have a vehicle insured or for assets for companies. But now for the individual personal, or what we call the retail insurance, nobody was subscribing to that. But through education, now they're starting to believe, to relate, and actually starting to acquire and actually register as well.
What do you offer that the bigger companies that have been there for a long time are not offering?
I'll first note what Mr. Go, one of the biggest people in insurance from the Discovery Group, he said that insurance companies have been focusing on collecting much money on the premium value instead of looking at the numbers of people that can subscribe to your policy. So that's something that I took note, and I went and created something that gives people their ability to pay a premium that is low value premium, but getting a very good or substantial cover that meets the risk that they expect in the future. So we are giving something that is well crafted for only the retail market and those people that are seeking that kind of insurance. And also when you look at the insurance or traditional insurance system as it is, there's need for, it's not a collateral, but there's need for what can I say, evidence of your commitment to be able to pay the next time. But not all people in Mozambique are bankers. Not all people bank frequently. And not all banks are in areas where people live. So what we are offering also is the ability for people to be able to pay using their mobile money. Because as you look, mobile money was introduced in 2014 in Mozambique, and 2013 in Mozambique, but it is now over 22,000 agents all over the country. But banks have been in existence ever since, I don't know, but they are not yet widespread in the whole country. So using that, giving people the ability to be able to pay, to claim closer to them, and using a system that is easier to them, that they understand, it's something that they are quickly adopting to, with a little bit of education that we send through SMSs.
The economy is quite weak right now, and insurance is seen as one of those non-critical sectors where people, it's the first thing that they let go when times are tough. How has this impacted on your small business?
Yeah, the good thing about it is that we introduced our product when the economy is like this. So already we factored how the economy is reacting, and if it gets worse than what it is, I think we are already secured for that, because we already got into it when it was like that. And the case studies that we did, the good part about also our company is that we actually first do research. We just don't go into development. We do research analysis and then we develop. So the good thing about our research is what kind of price or premium price that we can charge or we can offer to clients that they are able to pay in, say, 3 months, in a year, in 2 years. So we have factored all that so that we'll be able to know if we are to increase by a certain percentage, they still can be able to pay, looking at their income values or looking at their economic activities. So we were already, it's good that we're working with a good bank. We are also working with Uber Bank, the Uber Bank, the digital side of the Uber Bank. They are really supporting us. So in terms of financial, in terms of economic analysis, we also depend on their background and knowledge. So already they're factoring all those factors so that when we reach to a premium amount, or the charge that we're giving to the client, it factors for at least 3 to 5 years. So we are safe in the pricing that we are giving them for 3 to 5 years.
Would you say conditions are conducive in Mozambique to start up a small business and get it off the ground and do well?
With the new government, for the President Nyusi, is quite youthful, if you can say. He came up with a proposal for the government that they proposed that, okay, let's take away all of these things that, big companies needed to do for that they can be registered, and just leave what really forms the structure of a company so that companies can just take off. So he took off all of the things that you can have a normal or a pre-subscribed certificate where you have your company that is really recognized legally, and then you can start carrying out activities and trade with these big companies. And then when you reach a certain level, of revenues or profits, depending on which way you want, then they can now move you to another level. So they've made it possible for anyone. If I wake up today and I just want to set up a formal business that can be recognized in the system, in the legal system, and the tax system, you can go today, and it takes only hours, and you come up with your certificate, and after registration, you can actually start trading whatever you're doing. So they've made it very easy for individuals and SMEs.
When you started, what would you say were some of the biggest challenges you faced?
The biggest challenges first is getting people to know about what you're doing. That's the biggest. I do not believe finance was really a challenge, because our idea became accepted by the people first. So when we proposed our idea to our business partners, those who are who are our business partners, it was easy for them to take, because they are actually looking for that market. We are giving them the market that they've been looking for. So that was it. But the major was the regulator part. Government having made it possible for us to start companies, that was the first. But in terms of regulation now, different departments in the government have different regulations. But in Mozambique, as you can see, mobile money is just 3 years or 4 years in the market. So there's still a lot of regulation tied upon it, and they're still learning in terms of how it can be used.